Good day once again, Sandile Njilo here, Africa Vukani Investment Management Services, Piliwa Limited. Today we would like to talk about debt recovery. Now, from time to time people do owe money. The employees of the state owe their department or their employer monies. And those monies, the nature of those debts can vary widely. But at the end of the day, the debt needs to be repaid. What I've discovered is that the members of the state pension fund who owe their employers money, that money is recovered from the pension fund. Now, the debt acknowledgement that the members of the fund sign is in the letterhead of the Government Employee Pension Fund. Well, there is a clause in the Government Employee Pension Law that allows for that to happen. But the question is, the clause is in the statute, the Government Employee Pension Law, but the very same statute has got an operational side for Schedule 21, the rules, where the how needs to be stated. Now, with regard to the recovery of these debts, the statute allows for it, but there is no how provided. Now, once again, this all brings us back to, or takes us back to, the issue of mathematical formulas. Now, while I agree that the money may be recovered from the fund as the law dictates, but there must be a how. The Government Employee Pension Fund is a defined benefit pension fund, which means therefore everything that has got to do with benefits is defined by a fixed mathematical formula. Now the question is, if the employer or if the debt is recovered from the fund, what formula is used to calculate the amount that is being owed from the fund? Now, besides going into the details of the legalities of this practice, let's just put that aside, because that you will find somewhere in the videos that I will continue making. But here the question is, yes, the law provides, but the rules do not provide. So how is it done? Now, there are financial implications to that, because if the debt is recovered from the cash benefits lump sum or the cash benefits of the member in the fund, there's a different outcome to that. If the debt is recovered from the actuarial interest of the member in the fund, there's a different outcome. Now, there are also tax implications associated with the practice. Now, if the debt is recovered from the fund before the money is transferred to another approved fund, it means then the receiver of revenue may not allow for the transfer of the actuarial interest, because the receiver will deem that deduction of the debt as a withdrawal from the fund, which means that the fund has paid you first in cash, and therefore you're no longer entitled to the actuarial interest. So that's just as simple as that. But the main question is, for all these government departments that are deducting monies from the members' pension fund, what formulas are they using? That's the question I'm asking. Because if the member is not given a choice of having his debt deducted from an actuarial interest, then I think that is becoming illegal. Because the member must be given a choice, particularly because these debts are always recovered on exit of the member. So if the member is resigning from the state and he has to pay back the debt, the member must be given a choice of transferring his actuarial interest to another approved fund, from which he can then make a 1/3 withdrawal. From that 1/3, he can then pay the state whatever he or she owes. But the question, once again, is around the issue of formulas. What formula does the GEPF use to recover the debt owed by the member to the employer? Besides the question of whether is the member owing the fund or is the member owing the employer. That's the story for another day. Thank you very much.